Hey review family, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morse, the review guy, reviewing music for the love of music, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one, I'm going to be covering the new Human Serpent record entitled Heirlooms Eternal. This is the new record from the Greek black metal band Human Serpent. A record I anticipated hellishly, feverishly hoping to grasp it with my grubby little paws. They've been very active in the past handful of years with compilations and EPs and full lengths, now this. I've returned to records like Inhumane Minimalism and I the Misanthropist sporadically over the years for just their intensity and unbridled hatred and construction of evil and twisted black metal. And Heirlooms Eternal is another outing of a gnarled up forest with dead leaves, with titanic movements of frenzied tracks, possessing a horrific amount of sheer havoc. While Human Serpent is chaos, they're still controlled. They're not to the same level of, say, a Revenge. They restrain, but in a good way. They're able to wrap a tight band around their foundation and not let go. And the songwriting is able to maintain this equilibrium of cycling from fast to slow, and those micro progressions can be very vague and difficult to make out, but I promise they're there. Loving the staccato breakups on the opener, the old school black metal buzzsaw of Maze of Reminiscence, and how the record is able to sustain its full throttle approach all the way to the end, with tracks such as Vomiting the Herds and the latter half of the record bringing back this renaissance of prominence and showing that everything that you heard in the first half is still going to be hitting your head in by the latter half, reinstating the statements that they have provided up until this point. The typically middle of the road production for Human Serpent can at times make it have a difficult time with committing to either sounding well produced or lo-fi. And a bit of a wedge can form that has been one thing I've noticed on past records. And it sort of succumbs at times to this clear audio imbalance, but sometimes that really does add to its charm in the strangest of ways. Because once the record begins, you are met with instant pain. The sheer agony that they embody with their misanthropic outlook cannot help but emerge from their style. The gavel they pass enforces this draconian death grip on the sound throughout the entire album, as even when it decides to break up some of the monotony of blast beats and angular riffs, there's still something oddly demented about it. It's not so much a push and pull effect so much as it is a push hard and maybe push slightly softer effect. And if you like those atmospheric bits black metal can either present very poorly or done very well, say listen to the opening track here. And if you like those atmospheric black metal bits that bands can either do very poorly or very well, perhaps take a listen to the self-titled track. If you need convincing here, the bite is lo-fi, yet the hanging atmosphere of the twisted up composition, while not relying on cheap gimmicks, still manages to softly settle down into this humongous, lavish, and very macabre tone. Even though this record is very harsh, has a very high level of high-octane intensity, it still manages to feel off-kilter, to feel weird and dark and dingy like a Victorian household. It's like the dark crystal of a chandelier. With many people apprehensive stepping into this record, including myself, it sort of proved that there really isn't a good reason to, a solid foundation to when it comes to Human Serpent. What they do is blend this extremely chaotic style that's almost industrial in how harsh it comes across, but still manages to sound demented, to sound evil. And not to mention, even though it is very heavy, it's also very intelligible. I suppose such is the way of a band that has grown into more and more mature songwriters throughout their timeline, even though they haven't even been around that long in the grand scheme of things. Their studio-length albums from the 2010s and onward have proven nothing else if they are a very capable band with a lot going behind them. A shining example that you can have heavy and intelligent. I'm going to be giving this album an 8.5 out of 10. And that is a wrap. If you heard this new Human Serpent record, Heirlooms Eternal, if you have, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. I would love to discuss this record with you. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is. My name is Jay Morse, the review guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.